going to see about EBS volume types. EBS volume types is divided into two, SSD and HDD. SSD is divided into four types: GP2, GP3, input output 1, input output 2. And GP2 and GP3 is used for general purpose and it is free tier. And for Windows, GP2 is 30 GB and 100 IOPS is free for GP2, and for 8 GB and Linux free is 8 GB and it works on GP3. So before knowing provisioned IOPS means input output per second, and it is metric calculated in numbers. It is about how many input and output. If we created an instance and the customer is accessing how much the input and output will be given to the disk is calculated, and it is metric calculated in numbers. So in GP3 is it have the IOPS option. See here we are going to see the IOPS option, and we cannot use HDD for the root volume. This is volume 2. If you go in the root volume means it the HDD port is graded because we cannot able to choose the HDD port for root volume, and that is because it is we need more performance for the OS running and configurations, so we have to choose from the SSD only. For GP3, is same like GP2, but it has the small differences. First we go to check for the GP2, and the GP2's is minimum IOPS is 100, and this IOPS is why we used for performance. Using this input output performance related calculation, it will increase the performance when the customer accessing the application or our server. So here 1:3 is the ratio I given here. 1:3 is the ratio. The minimum is 100. So if I give 100 GB means 1:3, 100 into 3, 300 IOPS. So the maximum IOPS is 6,000 into 3, 16,000. So 5,000 means 1,500. 5,000. So if we give 6,000 means it has a minimum of 16,000. So we can't able to increase the IOPS after 16,000. GP3 is calculated in 1:500. Here minimum IOPS is 2,294 and maximum is 16,000, and like same so we can able to increase this. it's showing it must be 3016. So the minimum IOPS for GP3, for GP2 its minimum IOPS is 100, but GP3 the IOPS must be 3000 and 16000. If I give it's showing error, so we can't able to increase the IOPS above 16,000. And IO1 IOPS is 1:50. We give 50 means here 2500. So I give 500. So the minimum IOPS is 64,000. Yes, 64,000. We can't able to increase 100 to 64,000. So if I give 8 means yes, 400 IOPS. 10 means 150 IOPS. So below 100 is not allowed. So it shows the minimum, and the volume is smaller than must be 8. So and then for IO2 1:500. Here also minimum, all the GP2 IO1 and IO2 are the minimum of 100, and this both have 64,000, and this both have 16,000. For GP3 only it has a minimum IOPS of 2294. So like this we are calculating the IOPS based on the volume size and IOPS and throughput. Throughput is speed of data transfer measured in megabytes per second. So how many data will store in the fraction of seconds is calculated in the megabyte per second, MB per second, and this hard disk drive is throughput optimized. ST1 is throughput optimized, and it is ideal for frequently access the throughput, and it is used for workloads like big data. And SC1 is suits for best for frequently access the data, and here is suits for low cost, less frequently access the data. And standard is a legacy option that not recommended for new workloads. And standard is a free tier, and it is outdated or hard drive they won't frequently use, and it very rarely used one. So I'm going to show some how EBS volume is calculated. Before that, GP2 is also called bustable storage because I'm going to show here. The below is time. The below is time, and this is IOPS. is IOPS. If if we use the GP2 volume means sometimes it is very low, not all the IOPS is filled. So these are all the empty IOPS. So minimum is 100. We set for 300 means it store this unused IOPS into here. So this unused IOPS will save. So when suddenly the user input output will increase, so this GP2 will manage up to GP2 will manage up to 3000. So when it is increased up to 3000, so it will manage this using this unused IOPS. So that is called bustable. And it is how the EBS volume is calculated based on the AWS pricing technique. For GP2, if we select for 200 GB volume used for hosting web application, so storage cost 2 GB into for GP2, the Amazon given pricing is 0.10 $10 per GB. So 200 into 0.10 it is $20 per month. IOPS included means 3 IOPS per GB equal to 600 IOPS. 200 into 3. So for the GP2, the IOPS is bustable up to 3000, so it is free. So for that we will only calculate for the storage cost. It is $20 per month. In the Indian rupee, it's around 1697. So like this we calculate the GP3. The size of the volume is 100 GB. For provisioned IOPS, that is 6000. 3000 is additional. First 3000 is free, so additional 3000 IOPS will be calculated. Throughput is 200 MB per second. Additional for throughput 125 MB per second is free, so additional 75 MB will be calculated. Storage for storage 100 into it, the Amazon price is $0.08 and it is equal to 8, and the extra IOPS 3000 is free, and the balance 3000 is calculated in 0.005 and it is $15, and the extra throughput 75 into 0. For the throughput it is 0.004, so $3, and total is 8 plus 15 plus 3 is equal to $20 per month, and the Indian rupee around 2205. So let's search for see, I'm going to show the calculator using. Okay, for the first 200 into 0.10 is equal to 20. So here $20. Then 100 GB, 100 into 0.08, so 8, and extra IOP 3000 into 0.05 is equal to $15. And then the extra throughput 75 into 0.04 is equal to 3. So we sum all this storage, extra IOPS and throughput, it is around 2,205 per month, Indian rupee. And for the provisioned IO, like same we calculated, but this is highly high cost SSD, and for the STD throughput optimized SD1, and we see it is ideal for frequently accessed and like big data, and this is simple. And for the root volume only, we have the option of cold STD and throughput SD1 and standard. So it don't have the IOPS, not applicable, because it's very low performance. We use for our convenience, we use this. And this magnetic on the standard is free tier, so we can able to use. Yes, today this is the end of the session, and we seen about the volume types, and it has the 4, and it has this 3 types of HDD, 4 types of SSD, and we see about the minimum and maximum IOPS for the SSD disk, and this GP2 and GP3 is a free tier, and the standard is free tier, and it is where we use HDD, and we see about some calculations on the how to calculate the pricing of each volume types, EBS volume types, and using this we can able to calculate how much will AWS cost for our volume. Yes, thank you.